thank you everybody for being here. In case you haven't figured it out, I'm Andy Shore. I'm the mayor of Lansing. I can't really say the new mayor anymore. It's been a year. I think I lose that ability. But thank you for joining us on this chilly afternoon. Beautiful day here in the city of Lansing. Thankfully, we were able to be inside here at MP Social, one of our new wonderful bars, restaurants right here on the river trail. We would normally kind of be outside, so you have the appropriate backdrop, but we didn't want to freeze everybody out. This would be about a minute and a half if we were doing this outside. So this is all about revitalization and activation of our riverfront, which was one of the priorities when I ran, which is one of the priorities as we were trying to do a lot of setup work last year in my first year. Now we're ready to get going. And this is a really exciting announcement. I'm very excited that we are finally here, that we have finally gotten to this point. What we're looking at here is basically the definition of a public-private partnership. This is the city of Lansing engaged in redevelopment, reactivation of the riverfront that we could not do without our business partners, without the private sector weighing in. All the people you see standing behind me, they love this city. They love this city. They want to see this city grow. They want to see this city thrive. It's everything I talk about as the mayor, but it's everything that I need their help. And they all raised their hands and stood up and said, this is exactly what we want. This is what we need. They have invested their time and their money here in Lansing. They're doing it again. So I can't thank the people behind me enough. It's just the effort has been incredible. I'm actually off talking points, so. I gotta get back actually into the talking points. Sometimes you get excited. So today's action is gonna be, I'm gonna sign an executive order to officially rename this space between the Lansing Center and the Shiawassee Street Bridge along the Grand River and the River Trail to Rotary Park. I've got all the... It's such a big project that I asked kind of each of the different entities to come up and say some things about their piece of it, why they believe this is so important. And then after people are done talking and showing their excitement, I'm actually going to sit and sign this. We almost did it like a bill signing. But I want everybody to have a copy of the executive order showing the importance of what every different entity has done. First, I want to recognize the Greater Lansing Community Foundation, the Capital Area Community Foundation. They have been working very closely with us. The notes actually say since I took office, it's actually before that. After I won, we sat down and they kind of talked through some of their thoughts and what my vision was and how we can align all of this. Actually, I go back, it was before that. It was when I was in the House when they first came to me and started talking about this effort. So the foundation has raised over $1 million in private contributions and is matching those gifts for a total investment of over $2 million in the city of Lansing. That's just powerful right there. But I do want to welcome up Lori Balmer, the Executive Vice President of the Community Foundation, to say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor Shore. Your memory is great because I did come and visit you when you were still a rep. But 2 years ago, when the Community Foundation decided to take a leadership role developing the riverfront, we hoped that others in the community would join us. And as Mayor Shore said, that we have raised almost $1 million, just shy, from 11 organizations and individuals, which is incredible, in support of our riverfront projects with the City of Lansing as our partner. These organizations and individuals, as you stole all my stuff, love Lansing as much as we do, and they understand the economic development value of the riverfront, creating a vibrant community to welcome visitors and attract and retain the talent that our businesses need in our community. The foundation, as Mayor said, is also matching the contributions dollar for dollar. What you might not know is that we're also managing the projects to completion and providing an endowment fund for maintenance of the projects in perpetuity. The Community Foundation's contributions total $1.3 million actually, and growing so far, for a total investment value of over $2 million. We are really grateful to Mayor Shore and to the City of Lansing for partnering with the Community Foundation. In addition to the mayor, I'd like to thank Samantha Harkins, his chief of staff, Brett Kaczynski, I saw you, director of Parks and Rec, and Andy Kilpatrick, director of public service, for their assistance and support. I think too often we forget our public servants in the whole scheme of things. They are phenomenal people to work with. I'd also like to thank the Rotary Club of Lansing Foundation for its lead gift to name the park. That was a huge leap of faith that they took. And to Delta Dental for its generous contribution to sponsor the plaza inside the park. In addition, thank you to DuPoint, Red Cedar Investment Management, Auto Owners Insurance, Gillespie Group, Team Lansing Foundation, and the Greater Lansing Convention and Visitors Bureau for their generous contributions. But certainly not least, I would like to thank Wheelan. Where's Dennis? Dennis, please stand up. For providing significant in-kind support as our construction manager. We are especially grateful to Dennis and to John Peckham for their guidance, their time, and their expertise in this huge project. So thank you all so much for being here.
There was a lot in that, and I appreciate it. Stole a little bit of my thunder with all the thanks, but there is a lot of thanks to go around, so we appreciate that. The Rotary Club of Lansing Foundation has committed $400,000 for naming rights of the park. And Kevin and I actually spoke on the phone, and he was the excitement that he had for Lansing was just fantastic. It was, it was what I felt. It was the same way I felt. How excited we are as I look out on the kind of the snowy banks here and realize this is what it's going to look like. So I want to have Kevin Schumacher from the Rotary Club of Lansing Foundation to come up and speak next.
So I'm here for Lansing Rotary. I'm glad he said the number instead of me, because it sounds like I'm bragging if I say the number, because it's not actually from me, it's from the Lansing Rotary Club. We're a 100-year-old club, and I kind of, we were like Lansing before Lansing was cool. And so we're trying to be a catalyst to get that to keep going forward. And that's why we made the gift, because we wanted to be a catalyst for change for downtown Lansing. We got a beautiful riverfront that needs to be used. And the only way it gets used is if people like us and people like you step up to the plate when somebody calls you. And you step up and you do it. And our motto for Rotary is service above self, and there couldn't be a better gift for us to give the city of Lansing than this gift. So thank you for your time today. Thanks for showing up.
So thanks to Kevin, and we do appreciate all of Rotary. The next person I'd like to bring up, Delta Dental. When you look at this here, you kind of see the plaza area. Delta Dental. When I talk about Margaret, we've had several really just incredible conversations, and it's not just the dollars. It's the dollars. Don't get me wrong. This is good too. But it's their energy, it's their passion, it's all their employees, it's everything they want to see in the city. Not just this, but more and more and more. Delta Dental is truly a believer in community, and they're truly a believer in our community, and that means really everything. So I do want Margaret to come up and say a few words on behalf of Delta Dental. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Shore. And I found out the way you get more time is bring more people up with you. So I have a crowd here, and I'd like to introduce them. I'm joined by Ken Tice, who is CEO of DuPoint, and Mike Gilmore, CEO of Red Cedar Investments. They're very important partners of ours because they are part of the Delta Dental family of companies. And like Delta Dental, they are each significant investors in this project. Collectively, our three companies are contributing $390,000 to the build out of this riverfront. I'm also joined by another investor, a significant investor, someone who pretty much doesn't need an introduction in this town, Lansing's own Pat Gillespie, who is a developer, an entrepreneur, a community energizer, and I'm told you really like that word, energizer. So when you see him, just call him the bunny. Make no mistake, it is by design that we are standing in this really cool space, MP Social. It's a space that Mr. Gillespie built. It's a gathering place that is truly of the community, by the community, and for the community. In other words, it's a place that the people, the residents, said they wanted, and they wanted a whole lot more of. Our collective investment in the riverfront represents our commitment to collaborative economic development that is inclusive of the voices that matter the most, the residents. At Delta Dental, we're committed to building healthy, smart, vibrant communities, and this development represents all of that. But the reason the four of us are standing up here together, speaking with one voice, is to underscore that this project isn't just about a pretty park or a pretty penny. It is still about the money, we get that. This project is about young people like Tony Allen, who I just got to know recently. Young people who are full of dreams, who are full of potential, and who are actually the ones with the power to transform our community in ways we've never even dreamed of. Tony is a 21-year-old Lansing Community College student who's building a business with a couple buddies from Eastern High School. It's a clothing company. Get these letters right, because you ought to go shop there. It's a clothing company called LNSNG. That's Lansing with no vowels. It's pretty hip. We've got one of the partners here, Noah Maldonado. Shout out to Noah. You see, Noah and Tony are really important members of this project because they want to build their life here in mid-Michigan. They want to stick around town. And Tony is also a Lansing Promise scholar. We've invested in Tony. And he's making good on his end of the deal. He's getting good grades, and he's keeping his nose to the grindstone. And we told these young Lansing Promise scholars that if you do that, we will open the doors of opportunity to you. When I asked Tony what he sees when he thinks about Lansing and the future, he said, unity, growth, change, prosperity, inclusion, and hope. Well, Tony and Noah, rest assured that's what we see too. And we're here to make good on our end of the deal, on our part of the promise to you and all the young people in this region. You do not have to leave Lansing to make your dreams come true. Together, we're going to make Lansing the Dream Makers capital. Thank you.
Well, that is hard to follow, right there. I'm glad I'm not up for election for a few years. That is hard to follow. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Pat. Again, just a tremendous, tremendous effort. I want to give a shout out for Justin Sheehan, who's standing back here. When we talk about the Lansing Promise, what a great connection right there. We're doing it. We're supporting our kids, and they're supporting us. So that was perfect. So as we've said, many of our corporate partners have generously pledged support. We talked about Dew Point, we talked about Red Cedar and the Gillespie Group. We also have a very good partnership with our Convention and Visitors Bureau. They have been an integral partner in what we're doing in the city of Lansing. They spread the word far and wide for us. They help us to share the excitement of Lansing. So I do want to recognize their commitment, their involvement. Jack Stripsma, I would like you to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor. The Team Lansing Foundation was formed about 10 years ago by the Greater Lansing Convention and Visitors Bureau to advance tourism for our region. And when this opportunity came up, it was a no-brainer. It took our board of directors about 5 minutes to decide that this made perfect sense. And I do want to give a shout out. We do have a few of our board directors here: Jack Roberts, Paula Cunningham, Barry Freed, and Pat Gillespie and Tom Collins. And thank you for your vision as well. We do applaud the mayor for his leadership and the vision of the Community Foundation to foster the Rotary Park development on a riverfront. This will be a great asset for residents and visitors alike for our region. I believe that Rotary Park will be another important piece of the regional renaissance. May all those who come and enjoy this beautiful riverfront experience the pride of a welcoming community. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. We appreciate that. Our next partner is Auto Owners, and they've pledged $75,000 toward the outdoor fireplace and into the lighted forest and a variety of the pieces. Again, Auto Owners has been a great partner for the city of Lansing. I know when I was knocking doors, I knocked a lot of doors of people who work for Auto Owners, and they truly love it. It's a great company, and I'm proud to have them as a partner. So Dan Thalen, I'd like to invite you up to come say a few words.
All right, thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to, on behalf of Auto Owners, thank the Community Foundation for the leadership that they've taken in this project, and most especially for the matching funds. I think that was a big catalyst for this project to get it off the ground very quickly. But it's very important for Auto Owners to have participation in this project. It's just one more way, one more thing that makes living in Lansing, working in Lansing, visiting Lansing that much better. Lansing is growing into a very attractive community, and this is one more element that'll make it that much better. So when we were trying to think through what we wanted to sponsor, we wanted to choose two things that would draw people's eyes. And so we selected the community fireplace, which we could use today, and also the lighted forest, especially the lighted forest, because I believe when people see that, it's going to attract them to this park and realize it's one more special element about our city. Auto Owners employs over roughly 2,500 people right here in Lansing. We've been based in Lansing for over 100 years now, so this is very important for us to keep attracting good people to our company and to the Lansing area. And I encourage all the other employers who haven't yet considered donating to this cause to also consider it as well. Thanks, everyone.
I love it. Thanks, Dan. Dan's our newest ambassador to Lansing, so I love it. We're gonna hire him for fundraising as well. Thank you. We really appreciate that. We actually have several donors who have asked to remain anonymous, and I know we have, I believe, 4 individual donors that have pledged a total of $60,000 towards Rotary Park and other riverfront areas. I know they've been thanked, but I'd like to thank Wheeling Construction and the Board of Water and Light also, who are made in-kind donations, which are going to be tremendously helpful. I'll also point out that the City of Lansing is putting some of our dollars in. We've got brownfield dollars that we are going to be using as part of this project also, which will honestly help for other parts of the river trail to continue to see work on it as we continue to grow Lansing. So we really appreciate all of our partners that are involved in part of this. You know, I want to make sure LEAP is here. We've got Chris and Carl are both here. I don't know if Bob is here, but they are working hard for us every day. I know my staff's already been called out, but I saw Brett Kaczynski, who's our Parks Director, who's going to be working on much of this in the park side. Andy Kilpatrick, our Public Service Director. Mark Lawrence is here from my staff, and Jim Smirka, I saw him floating around. He's the guy who, when I sign it, he makes sure it's legal, and that's always very important. So my staff's worked really hard on this as well. We do think that this is going to be transformative for our riverfront. We see great things coming with the city market. We see great things coming in the stadium district. If you haven't already, go get your scarf and tickets for the Lansing Ignite, and the Lugnuts will continue to play. We're really excited for the stadium district and everything that's coming here. We also know that we're not just making it up as we go along. We know we get inspiration from other communities that have been doing very similar placemaking type initiatives and arts initiatives. We've had the good fortune to visit Detroit and see what they're doing on the riverfront down there. I know Muskegon and Port Huron are doing incredible things. So we want to make sure to steal everything all their ideas and make them all happen here in Lansing in addition to everything that we're doing, because we're going to do everything we can to continue to grow this city. And the Lansing's riverfront development is going to be an integral part of that. Okay, enough talking. Now I'm gonna sign the executive order, and then I want everyone to kind of hang out for a minute, because I'm going to sign copies to give to you all as well. So thank you all for being here.
So I'm Pat Gillespie with the Gillespie Group. We have just done the Marketplace project and a lot of other projects here in the Stadium District. So, we keep asking our residents, what do you want to see more of? What will make you want to live downtown? And unanimously, one of the reasons they live here is on the riverfront. And they ask, give us more to do on the riverfront, more reasons to come, more benches, more parks, more events, planned activities. So this fits right with everything that the people that are moving downtown or want to move downtown are asking for. So that's why we jumped on board and said, this is what people are asking for. What can we do to help? We're on our third administration since we started the effort, and every administration has been fantastic. When a new one comes in, they pick up and they add more energy to it. Mayor Shore's team has been helpful, energetic. What can we do? He told us day one, we want a grocery store and we want a hotel, make it happen. So when the mayor says that, it's like, well, if we can bring it, hopefully it's a process that goes smooth. It's been real smooth.
So Rotary Park is going to be the next very cool place. You've seen on the board behind you, we're going to have a lighted forest. We're going to have a whole new area with tables and chairs and some steps. We're going to have this great fireplace. We're going to create a very exciting park for those who live, work, or just come to hang out in Lansing. So it's a very exciting day. Today is the day when we kick it all off. We take the next step, and hopefully by this summer, we're going to have this awesome place for people to be when it's warm out and they want to go, eat a sandwich or hang out or spend time with their friends or just spend time in Lansing. But we've got projects all over the city. So we're doing a whole lot on the south side. We're doing a whole lot on the east side. We're trying to focus on all of our different commercial and recreational residential areas. This whole area is really exploding. It's going to be just fantastic. And in about a year, as all the construction and all the activities are ready, this is going to be a hopping place to be here in Lansing. It's never easy to get to get people to part with their money, but when it's a matter of investing in the community that they love, where they spend a lot of time, where their employees spend a lot of time, it actually isn't that hard, because people really do believe. They believe in our city. They believe in Lansing. They want to see the growth of Lansing. They want their employees to have fun things to do and places to go to eat and the commercial activities. So it's really just talking to partners, showing them the vision that I have and matching it with their vision.
Well, today was the official naming of Rotary Park by the mayor. It's kind of the culmination of all the planning work we've been doing at the Community Foundation to make this happen. And we've got wonderful sponsors totaling about $1 million that we have raised. And then the Community Foundation is matching it $1 for dollar. The Lighted Forest is a creative way to use lights that change color. They're kind of dripping from the trees. It can be programmed to go with the seasons or various events, so it's going to be a cool spot. The turnout today was great. So many community leaders and people who really love this city as much as the Community Foundation does, so we're really grateful that they came.